Welcome back to the Nuggets of Gold podcast and YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about George Kittle. Unfortunately, he was just placed on IR with the calf strain. I think there's multiple things kind of going wrong with his calf right now, but he is going to be missing a month. So, very, very significant injury for the 49ers. Now, if you guys don't know, 49ers yards per carry drops about 2 yards when Kittle's not in the game versus when he is in Kittle's time in San Francisco. So I think it's like 1.5 to 2 yards is the difference. He is so pivotal in both the passing and the running game. We see how much teams focus and watch him across the middle. We saw the Seahawks. Their goal was really to stop him in that game, and they did a solid job, I thought. I don't really know if it was stopping Kittle or really Jimmy Garoppolo struggling and having a rookie quarterback come out in the second half. But you look at this game coming up, and not having Kittle is huge. Now, Ross Dwelly, Charlie Warner are going to be the guys that take that load. Charlie Warner did look pretty good in camp and in preseason. Ross Dwelly, solid backup tight end, but there is no way that these two guys are going to replace George Kittle. Now, the one thing I would like to see is Kyle Juszczyk used a lot more at that tight end spot. Also, if you put Trey Lance in the backfield, you have one running back there in shotgun formation, and you run some RPO stuff, and you have Kyle Juszczyk at tight end. I think that is the best way to use your personnel. Hopefully we see that this weekend. Hopefully we see that for the next 3 games, though Kittle is out a month, but there's the bye week. But losing George Kittle is immense. Like, if you're talking about guys that you don't want to lose, probably him, Nick Bosa, Trent Williams. Like, those are probably the 3 biggest guys on this team. So losing him is so significant. Now, luckily, it should only be 3 games that he's out. That's good for the future, but you're not gonna be able to replace George Kittle. Now, hopefully, Kyle Juszczyk can kind of bounce in there and do a little bit. But this one's huge. Now, Kittle hasn't had a crazy year. He has a little over 100 yards, no touchdowns this year. But like I said, biggest thing is going to be the running game. This Cardinals team is ranked 31st in terms of yards per carry for opposing offenses. They're allowing 5.5 or 5.6 yards per carry. So you want to take advantage of that, and it's going to be a lot tougher to do that. Luckily, Trent Williams is healthy, so he can be one of the guys that seals the edge. You have Mike Lynch as well, but it's going to be tough. I think you're going to see Charlie Warner in a lot more run situations, Ross Dwelly in a lot more pass situations. But like I said, I think the best way to do it is to bring Juszczyk out. And obviously, he's not going to be able to do what George Kittle does, but maybe he could. He's the best guy to replace him, I think, in-house. So going to be really tough. Another injury, another guy going down. Now, the guys that we have seen hurt, most of them have typically gone down with injuries. So sucks to see when George Kittle's out, but he's just a very, very physical player, and that's going to be a part of his game no matter what. But sucks for the 49ers. Really sucks being a fan of George Kittle. I mean, one of my favorite players. But we'll see how they kind of bounce back. We'll see what they do with the tight end room next week after the Cardinals game. Definitely we'll talk about, how did they adjust? How did they fix, how did they find guys to fill in his role? Because there's not going to be one guy to do it. It's going to be, those 3 guys I mentioned before. But we'll see how it goes. Another really tough blow for the Niners. So hopefully they bounce back. Hopefully they get pull off the upset win before going into the bye. But when Kittle gets back, I think this team it'll help this team a lot. But they got to survive these next 3 weeks without him, because you have to go 2-1. You have to. Or you're going to start falling behind very far in the wild card race. The Colts, the Bears after the bye, those aren't super tough matchups, but you want to have your best guys out there. And unfortunately, the Niners are not going to have George Kittle for those games. Maybe they pull off the upset this week against the Cardinals. I think that they could kind of catch him a little bit off guard in terms of running the ball with Lance, maybe show some different stuff, but it's going to be tough. And Trey Lance now has his work absolutely cut out for him. So we're going to see how it goes. But thank you all for listening. Let me know what you think about the 49ers missing George Kittle for 3 games. Hopefully they're able to survive, but we'll see how it works out. So thank you all, and